Thanks, Danny. Well, new this morning, we have an eye on area Starbucks as we get word that more than 25 locations across the country are expected to go to the picket lines.
Yeah, 5 News reporter Emily Moss is live in Fayetteville as the company begins one of its top sales day of the year. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Jacob and Tiffany. That's right. We know that over 25 locations in the country are planning to go on strike today. There are 2 locations in Northwest Arkansas that are unionized, including here on MLK Drive and also on Weddington Drive. Weddington Drive was the first Starbucks to unionize in the state of Arkansas. Now, I just got word from the Starbucks public relations person who tells me that at this point they do not expect any major impacts this morning. However, if there were a case where a store would need to close or temporarily shut down because of the strike, they do expect that other Starbucks locations will pick up that slack for their customers. Now, today is a big deal for Starbucks. It's Red Cup Day. It's a commemorated cup that people get when they order holiday-style drinks. Wall Street Journal reports that last year's Red Cup Day was the biggest sales day ever for Starbucks. So it is possible that today's big event could be impacted by these strikes. Let's talk about exactly what these strikes are about. The union says they are striking for better pay, better wages, better benefits, and unfair labor practices that they claim that Starbucks has been committing. The Congress, over 100 Congress members have sent a letter to CEO of Starbucks asking them to fix these practices. While Starbucks says that they have one of the best wage and benefits packages, they say that on average a worker would earn around $30 an hour between their benefits and wages for a worker who works around 20 hours a week. So once again, right now we know that there are 25 locations across the country. We do not have confirmation if these locations here in Northwest Arkansas or any of the locations of the state are going to be impacted this morning. I have reached out to the union as well as the Starbucks Corporation asking for more definitive numbers of who will be impacted. And right now, I've only heard back from Starbucks Corporation, who says at this point they do not know which locations will be impacted this morning, specifically here in Arkansas. I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Thanks for that information, Emily. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history is officially over. President Trump signed it into law last night within hours of the House vote. The bill funds the government through the end of January, sends funding for SNAP benefits for a full year, and reverses shutdown-related layoffs of federal workers. And more services are becoming available again with the return of furloughed federal employees.
Yeah, they're set to get back pay, and some experts predict an economic rebound. But for people on affordable care, their health insurance costs will be more than double. The bill does not guarantee an extension of expiring subsidies. Democrats vow to keep fighting, but the House Speaker says he wants program reforms first.
Either Republicans finally decide to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits this year, or the American people will throw Republicans out of their jobs next year.
I'm not going to guarantee a vote on ACA unreformed COVID-era subsidies that is just a boondoggle to insurance companies and robs the taxpayer. We got a lot of work to do on that.
Schedules will return to normal, but SNAP benefits should be available again soon. We're hearing from leaders here at home about the shutdown. Congressman Bruce Westerman sent the following statement saying that he was proud to cast his vote to end the shutdown that allows him to continue the work that he and other House Republicans have done. We also heard from Steve Womack, similar, saying that he also was glad that the government was back open.
Well, the Fayetteville School District is taking a closer look at how students advance from elementary to high school, reworking its feeder program to make that transition smoother for families. A big part of that effort includes plans for new campuses, including one for Ramey Junior High. But as district leaders finalize designs and potential sites, some in the community say there may be better options on the table.
Just east off College Avenue, an open stretch of land that could soon transform into the new Ramey Junior High. It's property the district has already purchased, now considered the top site for the campus. Superintendent Dr. John Mulford says the site is a strategic move to keep schools close to families, balanced across the district, and aligned with Fayetteville's plan for smart, connected growth.
Our board has been very thoughtful in where they place the schools to where it not only meets our current needs, but we expect it will meet the needs for the future.
The Fayetteville Planning Commission approved a rezoning request for land near the Poplar Street intersection in October, changing it from residential to institutional use. Builders will have to preserve more than a quarter of the site's existing tree canopy, but some groups say that's not enough.
See, I look at this beautiful hillside every day that I come to work, and to imagine that just being gone.
That's 100 to 135-year-old recovering ecosystem that should not be sacrificed to put a building and a practice football field on.
Members of the Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association say the issue goes beyond tree preservation, calling the site too costly and too risky to build on. They point to the steep hillside, erosion concerns, and heavy traffic near existing schools. Lana Harris and Dot Neely say there are safer, more affordable locations that would still fit the district's feeder plan.
The designs are gorgeous. It's an absolutely beautiful rendering of what they want to see. We are not opposed to a new school. We are simply opposed to taking one of our last urban forests.
The group says they've spoken with Dr. Mulford, bringing ideas of alternate sites, and they're putting their money behind it.
We feel that it's important enough to put our money where our mouth is. We want to preserve the urban forest, so we are offering to buy it to help offset the costs that Fayetteville Public School District has already expended.
Dr. Mulford says designers are listening to these concerns. With environment in mind, plans include to build up instead of out, minimizing their footprint and preserving more than 30% of the natural landscape. The district says the plan also improves stormwater runoff and street safety, turning the project, they say, into a benefit for both students and neighbors.
It's going to put our middle schools and junior highs in closer proximity to families where they live, hopefully reducing drive time for families as well as for buses as we get kids to and from school each and every day.
Well, the district says they plan to open the campus in August 2028. The current estimated total of the new Ramey Junior High is around $103 million. The rezoning request will now head to the Fayetteville City Council for final approval. And at this time, the district says they are not looking to sell the property.
Thanks for that, Jacob. Well, a new report from the Office for Education Policy at the U of A shows chronic absenteeism is on the rise in Northwest Arkansas. Some school districts are seeing higher rates than others. Last school year, the average rate of chronically absent 8th graders was 21% statewide, compared to 37% in Siloam Springs. This trend is prompting the Siloam Springs School District to rethink how they engage with students. It's also causing them to consider changes to its grade configuration model, where schools are divided by grade level instead of neighborhood.
Because now, about the time kids get used to, or parents get used to a school, they're off to the next school the very next year. So this will give us some stability for students, parents, and our staff that can build those long-lasting relationships.
The superintendent says that the district will know within about a month whether it will officially move forward with the neighborhood school concept.